Yeah, I thought we were starting without you.
Oh, we're rolling?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're rolling.
We already started. Yeah.
Yeah, we started.
We did?
That's why I thought you saw that you started and I was doing a thing.
Yeah,
No.
this means we're going.
Oh, I didn't see that. Welcome to Mystery
Chris
Crate.
is becoming. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey!
Do I say
So Diva
do I
Dan
say
is going to
thank
make
you?
it in the episode.
Who's that?
Hey, Jess is here.
Hi, Jess. Hey, look, I see her there. There she is. How's it going?
Nice dresser.
What?
Thanks!
Nice dresser behind her.
Oh, I thought you were like commenting on her fashion.
No. The dresser behind her is a nice looking dresser.
So she's not a good dresser, then you're saying?
She's got a great dresser.
Okay.
I'm not a good dresser.
Really?
But I have multiple good dressers.
We, one of the things now that you are away, one of my regrets that we never fulfilled, and it was with Lucy as well, and whoever else wanted to be part of it, and I think that we're going to have Rachel Nichols join us remote for, was never having an expert come on to tell us what our color was. Who was going to tell us about our fashion and what colors we should wear and what colors were fashionable and like worked well with us. And we never did that. Do you have a list of regrets?
The fashion show. The fashion show is one of my biggest regrets.
Yeah, the
Taylor's
Taylor-
not going to
Yep.
be there.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Taylor fashion show. Was it Taylor and Fuentes gets Billy and
Me.
Chris?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can still do that.
We can.
Yeah.
Taylor can kind of just like send in his lookbook and then you take it and you run with it.
No, I need a no lookbook. I need just like send me the clothes and I'll put them on. But then there's also the chance that I don't put them on the right
Correct.
way.
Fuentes, you've been cultivating my looks?
I've been doing that for years.
Okay.
It's not,
Good to know.
You know what it is? It's Jonah Hill.
I know.
Jonah Hill and skinny Seth Rogen.
All right, cool.
Jess,
Pinterest board in it.
I want to introduce a new game to the world that revolves around you not being here.
Ooh.
Like you not physically being here is what allows us to play the game. You being here on Zoom also allows us to play the game, if that makes sense. But I needed to get your yes on it because I've been wanting to play this game off air for some time and have been told no by many people in the office because they're
These
like,
people, these people, are they high ranking in the company or are they kind of...
No, it's Kristen and Carmen.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. They could be running the company now. I have no idea the structure. But
David Sampson is running the company
Based
now.
off their parking, they are running the company.
well, that is true. Based on the parking,
Well, Frankie
they are
parks here, too.
running the company. Look, see, Kristen, she's
And
already gone
Jesse.
home for the day.
Yeah, Kristen, working hard there.
You know
Well, I
what?
think Kristen's on the other table over there.
You know what?
That's what she wants you to think.
Jess, you know what
No,
I
the other way,
discovered
the other way.
today?
What?
I discovered, and we should have known this already, and I knew this, but I didn't know to this extent. Jessie is so short. Jessie, the makeup artist, and I didn't realize
You just realized that now?
I'll tell you why I realized it. I knew that she was short, but I don't really take inventory of how short people are.
Okay.
I
Right.
just say the person's not as tall as I am, right?
So you have
But I
like
don't-
short person blindness. Like
Kind
after
of,
a certain
yeah.
amount, you're like, oh, I don't see what this.
This
person
might
looks
sound
like.
crazy, but I don't discriminate people based on their shortness. I just say
Yeah.
that person's not
Same.
very tall, but I
Same.
didn't realize
Right.
the length.
Like, you bunch all your short friends into like a short group, but you don't really do the math of this is the shortest.
Yeah.
this
Like
is a
Ethan
little-
is short. Ethan
Right.
is
We're
the
all
shortest guy.
over
I
6
think we
feet
have.
tall. Like
Yeah.
the four of us are all over
Jess
6
is
feet
over
tall,
6
so
feet tall.
It's hard when you're that tall to
Yeah.
really distinguish between like you
Correct.
know 5'6" and like 5'1".
Right.
It's like you're a lot shorter than
Right.
me. I'm 6'1".
Right.
Well, this is why I didn't realize how short Jessie was until today, because Ethan went up and he gave her a hug, and Ethan was towering over Jessie. And I saw this interaction. I just said, Jessie, you're so short. I didn't realize it until Ethan was like a full head taller
Wow.
than Jessie was.
Noted short king.
And
Ethan
then,
Wadowski.
and this is very inside. Then Jessie said, "What do you mean short? I'm 5 foot." And I was like, "Whoa."
5 foot what?
And I said, "No, 5 foot flat." And
Please
I said,
go on.
I used to work with this girl that was 4'11", and then Carmen stood up. I thought she was sitting. Carmen stood up.
She was sitting.
and she said, "I'm 4'10", and I was like, "Wait, what?" And I realized, Ethan. Not even a short king in this office, just a regular
No.
king.
Just a regular
Pretty
king.
regular.
Wow.
Regular king
That's
in this
why
office.
they let Carmen and Jesse park so close, though, because it would take them so long to walk.
Yeah, so many steps.
They have
So
short
many
little
steps.
And
legs.
imagine if they had to cross the street on days like yesterday was so rainy, they might drown trying to
Might
cross the
go
street
away.
in
They
that
might
sitting
get taken.
water.
They'd never make it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly
Don't even
right.
see 'em.
Anyways, that brings us to the game that I wanted to play today, and I don't know if you want to
Can
play
we get
this game.
Ethan to stand next to
No,
Carmen?
enough Ethan for
Yeah,
today. Now, I don't know
they
if you
stand
guys
next to each
want
other
to
really
play
quick?
Look
this
at tall
game.
Rose wants it on the action. She's
Jess.
like, I'm tall.
Rose is tall.
Yeah, she is.
Rose is tall.
We need your consent for this game.
I need to know what it is first.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, no, I was going to give you.
You don't
I was
want to
gonna-
give blind
I was gonna-
consent
I was
to
gonna
what
give you
we're
the
doing
details.
here? And what
You don't
we're
trust
cooking
me?
on?
Never.
Okay,
Never.
here's the name of the game. It's called Open Jess's Mail.
Oh no.
So you have things that have been sent here, And I'm like, who's that for? And they're like, it's for Jess. And I'm like, Jess
Well,
is never coming back.
bad
And they're like,
news.
no, she's coming back. I'm like, no, she's not. And then they're like, well, we're going to mail it to her when we get enough of it. I'm like, you guys are never going to mail this. So I want to play a game called Open Jess's Mail.
Nice.
That's exciting.
Oh my god, this is the most dangerous of games because I have gotten some weird mail.
Yeah,
at
well, I
the
mean, we'll do
Ulster.
like a quick preview before I go straight to air with it.
Yeah,
we'll do a
we'll
quick
scan it.
preview,
We'll give it a
but
scan.
this seems to be from this is not fan mail. That's what I will tell you.
Can I
Based
just-
on the labeling, this is not fan mail.
Can I just get a real quick?
Yeah.
Listen.
It's obvious what it is once you.
All right. We're
Can
good.
you shake
it's
it?
not-
It's
Can
a
I
book.
see it?
Yeah,
book?
it's
Making sure-
very likely a book, and
making
and I'll tell you it's from a
Ooh.
publishing
I
company.
was just
So
making sure there wasn't a ticket.
this is
down.
just Open Jess's Mail if you want to play this game.
Yeah, it becomes less exciting when I know it's a book.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know for sure it's a book. It could be anything. This
It is
could
like
be a
when you got-
trampoline. It could
when
be
you-
anything.
Like you
in here.
got clothes
What
when you
if
were a
it's-
kid. Yeah.
One of those books where you open it and there's a flask inside and it's where you
Oh, a
hide
hidden
your
book,
alcohol.
yeah.
Or what if I open the book and inside there's a bloody gun? And someone's
Or
trying to
cash.
frame you for
Wow.
murder.
And now
you're
you're-
like, oh, wow, look, my favorite book. What is this? It's about Notre Dame. I open it. Oh, let me turn. Oh, no,
now
there's
you're the
blood.
murderer.
And now my
Blood on
fingerprints are
your
all over
hands.
this gun.
Wow.
Anything could be in this
Ooh.
thing.
What about anthrax?
Okay, I consent to you opening it.
All right, how exciting. Now, I don't have a knife or anything.
Just do it with the pen,
I
right?
brought in a paper clip
That's
to
not
break
gonna
the...
work.
Is
yeah.
that
No,
gonna
I
work?
could- yeah, this is going to work. I just have to
I always use
slightly
my
break...
fingernail.
Yeah.
Look at you.
I just have to slightly break
I didn't know
the,
a paperclip could do all this work.
Yeah, oh yeah, I could do wonders with
Could
a
you kill
paperclip.
someone with a paperclip?
Yeah.
If need be,
How would you do it?
possibly.
Eyeball.
That's not gonna kill me. That's just gonna.
Wow.
Oh man, that would
They
hurt.
bleed
though.
out.
All right, this is very exciting. The big reveal of what is in
Ooh, that's a good
Jess's
shot,
mail.
Jason.
This is. Where's my camera?
Wow.
Which one is it over here?
Ooh, you're like the
Looks
Mets.
like one.
You're like
This
the
one?
Mets
This
director.
one? All right, I'll turn it over this
Unboxing
way.
is very popular on YouTube, so
I
this
know.
could be
I-
a great game.
I
There's that
tried
little
to-
kid that makes like millions of dollars a year unboxing toys.
Yeah, but you have to be like a kid for
Is
that.
that kid still doing it? Because I heard about that kid like 10 years ago.
I don't know, he's
I bet.
still doing
I bet
it,
it's
I
gone to
guess.
his head. bet he's not doing it
I
anymore.
have a bad game that I like to play privately that I'll share with you guys because you're my friends,
Yeah.
and the audience because they're my friends as well. I have a game that I like to play called "Which Child Influencer is going to have the first mugshot?"
Oh wow.
Yeah, where I try to guess which child influencer is going to kind of fall off
So
the
you're
wagon.
between
And then
Big
we'll get
The
it.
AJ,
Rizzler.
the Rizzler,
Or not Big AJ. No, he's an adult. It's either Big Boom AJ.
Big Justice.
Big
Justice.
Justice.
Come on, this
You
is
guys
your
already
thing,
forgot
Chris.
that.
Yeah,
This
jeez
was your
Louise.
whole thing for like 6 months.
All right,
Big boom AJ.
this is the camera that we're going to see for the unboxing. So this is
No, we're
opening
not here.
Jess's
We're here now,
mail.
we're here now, we're here
well,
now.
this was such a good shot. But I
No,
can
but
I
it's
can
over
go
there.
forward if you want. Which way do I go? Forward?
Ooh,
See,
Oh,
now
now
they
it's
switched
switched, now
angles
it's
again.
switched.
Okay,
yeah, that looks good.
ready? Can you
For the
see this?
audio
Yeah, we
Can
see
you
it,
see
we see
this,
it, we
Jess?
see
For the
It's a tight
audio
shot of a
audience, it is
Shot of Jess's-
Becoming Caitlin Clark.
Oh, it's
It's a
Howard
book.
Megdal's book.
It is indeed. So if you want that, you can either come down here or we can repackage that and send it your way at some point when we've gotten enough mail for you.
Oh, it's not signed.
no, it's just.
I think it's an advanced copy. I
Ah.
don't think that is out yet.
But maybe it's
Wow.
old. It might be old though because it's been here for so long that maybe the book is already out.
Anyone on Twitter, mystery book, send me a tweet.
Something tells me.
No, don't do that. I got in trouble for that.
Something tells me that this book is about Caitlin Clark, but she didn't talk to him for it. Let's see if she actually sat down with him.
Well,
for it.
how would
Well, there's multiple books being written about her right now,
Yeah.
but Howard, I believe this book has like a history of Iowa girls basketball in it. So that's something that Kate and I actually did a episode of Off the Looking Glass about. So I'm very
Interesting.
intrigued.
Well, that's
Very
about
intrigued.
becoming Caitlin Clark. So I would think that you would need to talk to Caitlin Clark to figure out how to become Caitlin
It says
Clark.
at the bottom, this is the unofficial publication. This book is no way affiliated, licensed, or endorsed by the Indiana Fever, Iowa, NCAA, WNBA, or any associated entities. But it doesn't say Caitlin. Maybe she did talk.
Well, there's only one
Howard's
Caitlin
been in the
Clark.
women's basketball game for a long time.
In the
though,
game.
So
All right.
Good for
I'm
you.
gonna
he's
see.
got sources.
Good for
I'm
him.
gonna see if there's a date on becoming Caitlin Clark and when it comes out, so we can see how advanced this copy is.
Did I get any like letters?
No, this is it
That's-
for right now.
Oh,
But
it's just one package.
the letters,
Oh my God.
yeah, the letters are the fun ones. No, that's why I thought this was a very safe entry point
Yeah.
into opening Jess's mail because it seemed pretty obvious that this was going to be a book.
Nice.
And when I have
Still-
solicited people sending things, which I used to do with me and Lucy and Stugotz, and Lucy was often not there in a segment on God Loves Football called Send Us Stuff. They sent us all kinds of stuff. We had a guy that had like a 3D printing company that made a bunch of like
We still have a
things
bunch
for
of
us.
stuff over here. Like we have like a wine bottle holder. We have like a bunch of paperweights, some keychains.
It's because they were such prized possessions that none of us felt like it was right for us to take it home and deprive all of you of that. This book is expected to be out on June 17th. So, Jess, if you want,
advance copy.
we can send
I'm
this
gonna
to
have
you
to
early.
pry it out of Rose's fingers, though. I feel like if she catches,
I'm not going to
of
tell
that.
Rose that this book is here.
Would it be
'cause
illegal for you to just read it on air right now?
I don't think it would
so.
be against the law, but I think it's impolite, perhaps.
A lot
if
of
it's in
pictures.
advance. I'm not sure, though.
If you want, I could read one page just so people
Chris,
can
ask
get
your
it.
dad. He's an author.
Yeah, that's
I should ask
true.
him. I think I'd go for the jugular.
That's the thing. If you hit him right in
Yeah.
the jugular, it gets bleed out.
Yeah.
What's the artery in your leg?
Right.
Femoral
Femoral
artery.
artery. Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Do you guys remember? Oh man, what movie was it? It was a movie, something Eyes. I feel like it was called.
The Hills?
No, it was one where it wasn't like a horror movie. I think it was more of like a stalker movie, and they end up on a plane, and the guy is like creepy. The guy had
Snakes
like
on a plane.
No. The guy had like light eyes. He was creepy, and he was stalking his victim. And I believe it was Rachel McAdams that was being stalked on the plane.
Notebook.
And she turned around and she ended up stabbing the guy in
Scream.
the throat with a pen. And it went into
Ooh.
like this like hole.
Oh, I remember.
right?
I know what you're talking about. I
Yeah.
know what movie it is.
Well, and the
though.
best part was the pen was a Frankenstein pen. So he had a little Frankenstein with the bolts coming out of the neck, sticking out of this guy's neck when he was stabbed. And then I think he just put on a scarf and was like, okay, we're all better now.
Red
Wearing a
Eye.
scarf. Red Eye. See, told
That's
you something.
it,
Yeah. I used to be more into scary movies and like horror movies. Not anymore.
Oh, it's
Not my
Cillian
bag.
Murphy. Cillian
Yeah.
Murphy is the stalker.
Is the stalker?
He has light eyes, right?
This movie's from way back in 2005.
yeah.
He gives off Stalker. That's a good.
Yeah, that was
casting.
that was.
Who
a
else
movie-
gives
now
off
that I-
Stalker?
I got to think about it, but
Who in this office most gives off Stalker?
I don't want to say it.
I
A
think
name
it's-
popped into my head, but I don't want to say
Really?
it.
you
that
wanna say
quickly?
it. You want to say it?
No,
I think it's
say
you.
it.
I think it's you.
I'll bleep it out. Say it.
It's Billy.
No.
What?
Oh, thank you.
It's
No.
the glasses, I think, for me.
Come on, Chris.
I use the name too much comedically, so I feel bad. I'm not saying it.
Oh, it's Mike Malley.
Is it Gino? It's Gino.
Oh, poor Gino.
I didn't say that. It's not Gino.
Would you pay more money for an adults only flight? Speaking of airplanes,
No. I mean, kids are annoying. Don't get me wrong, but
I would pay
they
less.
Don't bother
Give me the kids
that
plane.
much.
Wow.
Can I pay less for a kids plane?
I feel like on most
I would
flights, adults are way more annoying than the kids are.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids cry, whatever, but the adults can be unbearable.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, here's a question. What if it's a transatlantic flight or a flight to like Japan or something where you know you have to sleep?
Like a
Trans-Pacific.
red eye flight.
Yeah,
You know, there's
Trans-Pacific
going to be kids crying and you won't be able to sleep. Then maybe. Maybe. Depends.
have
how
you
much
seen?
more.
Have you seen like those renderings of like because it happens every year. Every year we see the renderings come out, and it's never
standing plane
yeah.
seats?
This is
Billy.
what new airline is going to debut this next year, and it's like I've been hearing that since I was watching Red Eye. Like I don't think that these standing seats are coming, and then there's also the ones where like they stack the seats,
I've seen
and it's
those.
like this person is going to fart like in your
Yes.
face.
The
Yeah,
the
yeah.
stadium seating plane. It looks
Yeah.
so ridiculous.
Yes.
I don't. I mean, I don't. I
So what
know that
happens
they're
if you're
trying.
standing and there's turbulence?
They're trying to. I mean, it's like a subway, I would assume, right? Imagine if you're standing, you hit it, and then your
surfing.
body just flies up and you hit the ceiling.
Isn't that what killed Billy Mays?
You probably got the
He did- he-
buckle yourself in like a roller coaster. Those roller coaster rides where your feet dangle.
So you're just
you
like
know?
hanging on something.
Yeah,
like
you have like ankle straps and your hands tied up.
No, hell.
Yeah.
How do I go to the bathroom then?
But yes, Billy Mays died in a plane accident where he hit his head because of
Oh,
something.
that's
Yeah.
terrible. I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
he had like an aneurysm or something, and it killed him.
Well, he's probably loaded up on coke or something. But yeah, he
Whoa,
was-
that was
That's
that.
ridiculous. Can
That
you please say
well, it was. It was.
it's reckless speculation, but I'm pretty sure he died.
Allegedly.
It was accused that there were things found in his system, but
Okay,
then there
hey,
was a
that could have been
debate.
the night of
That's-
party.
That was the thing. There was a debate as to whether or not
safer
that
way to say that.
toxicology report was accurate and whether that contributed or
in the
not.
time of death.
But I
versus
believe
before.
that the autopsy revealed that it was like blunt force trauma to the head.
This is like Sigmund and Roy
Yes.
all over again. Where
Siegfried.
it's like, did he get the stroke? Thank you, Siegfried and Roy, not Sigmund Freud. Did he have the
Freudian
stroke
slip.
because he got attacked by the tiger, or did the tiger
Right.
make him have a stroke?
I actually
Remember
have the
with
person that has
buckle?
that answer, and he just walked in. Oh my God!
Wow.
How would he know? We read the
It's
whole
Roy
Wikipedia page.
from Siegfried and Roy.
I thought you
So
were-
initially, there was incorrect speculation
Sigmund.
that he had died from a head injury he experienced on a flight. He was actually found unresponsive in his Tampa home.
Do you know who we're talking about?
Yeah, Siegfried or Roy.
No,
We were talking about
Billy
them, yes.
Mays.
And
But now we're
or
talking
Billy
about
Mays.
Yeah,
Death
Billy
of Billy
Mays,
Mays,
man.
yeah.
That dude was the greatest pitchman in the world.
You know
He could
who's
sell anything.
You know who's now the new pitchman for our generation?
The
guy
Flex
from
Tape
Flex
guy?
Seal.
Flex
Yeah,
Seal,
the
yeah.
Flex Seal, yeah.
Who, by the way, he's definitely copying elements, right? The
Yeah, of
look,
course.
the sound,
Yeah.
the little heft, you know?
The bam.
Yeah, he's definitely
I
taking
wanted
notes.
Flex Seal so bad when I was a kid. I wanted all of the infomercial things, where it's like the easy fix to plug a hole in your boat.
That's
didn't
what I
have
want
a
to ride on that
But I
boat.
wanted it so
Clear
bad.
I want to ride on that boat.
You guys
I
remember the slap chop, right?
Yeah,
of course.
that guy was-
that guy was devious, dude. That guy was
Legendary.
evil.
yeah, well, I don't know about
ShamWow was evil. The ShamWow guy.
It's
Is
the
that
same
ShamWow
guy.
Oh, it's the same guy.
I think it was the same guy. I think Slap Chop was like his follow up to the Sham
Yeah.
Wow.
What about
thing.
Vaporize?
What?
Vaporize.
What is that?
Vaporize.
I don't think I've ever even
missed
heard of
that
that
one.
product.
Oh, man, you
Where you
spray it
spray
on.
the poop and it just disappears.
Where does it go?
They don't know.
Nobody knows.
Oh, I know what you.
I had
Envy.
yeah, I know what you're doing.
I had a summer that I lived in Washington D.C. because I had an internship,
Look at
Really?
you,
and I had
Mr. Political.
I was, you know me, I was going out there to be
It
a
was-
lobbyist, lobbyist
the
intern.
internship was
Yeah.
with Strom Thurmond. It was with
Yeah.
some senator.
So I was there for an internship for a summer, and we took over someone's lease. Like their lease was ending and they were leaving, but we weren't going to get, because we didn't know how long the internship was for, so we weren't going to sign like a year-long lease for something that was summer. So we had to like sublet or whatever, right? So we found this couple that.
DC's a subletting town, by the way.
What'd you say?
Definitely.
DC's a subletting
Definitely.
town.
You know what's crazy is that like some of the places that I looked at, and I because I have lived here my entire life, it was like a foreign concept to me. The idea of places without air conditioning, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, dude.
"How is?" Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I was like, "How is?"
Up
all
north,
over the place.
Up north, they do not believe in
What?
central
Yeah.
AC.
For
No,
the
I-
summer.
I mean, there's
screwed.
places that you
'Cause-
turn the air on. Like it's like, okay, well, now we're turning on the air conditioning for the year, and
It's
it's,
like a
on
wall
for
unit.
like 3 months or whatever, and then it's off.
All these buildings are old. They
Yeah.
didn't have central AC in them, and so it's all like after the fact. They had to like kind of.
They have lots of
retrofit it.
window units and stuff like that too.
Dude, in
that they go.
Connecticut, when I moved to Connecticut, I moved in July, and the place had been redone. The guy was redoing it for a couple months, but the AC hadn't been turned on in
Yeah.
like 3 or 4 months.
So it's
by the
like
time
our
I-
heaters, like the way our
Yes,
heaters
yes,
sound.
exactly.
That's
So
what theirs is
I
like.
get in. It's July, 29th. It's hot as nuts in Connecticut. I'm like, all right, let me
hot.
turn the AC on. All of a sudden, it's just hot air, and I was like, oh, this thing is broken. So I had
Yeah.
to wait for like 2 weeks for the guy to repair because he was out of town. So I sat in 2 weeks with no AC.
Well,
And then by then it was winter, so like you
Exactly.
didn't.
Yeah.
That's
Just
the thing.
creep-
Is like a
creep
lot
the
of these
window open.
places like Connecticut, Long Island, Northeast, parts of the Midwest. It doesn't actually get that hot, and at night it'll get cool enough that you don't really need to
Yeah.
run the
Oof,
AC.
it was
Well, Jessica,
steamy.
it used to not get that hot. Then this thing
Right.
called
Valid.
global warming happened, and that
Steamy.
changed.
She doesn't believe it.
well, so yeah, she's a denier of that. So anyway, but DC gets hot, and
Yes.
DC is like it's like
Muggy.
Yeah.
it's a swamp
So- It's a
basically.
swamp,
yeah.
yeah.
Drain it.
So anywho, some of the places that we looked at, like one of them in particular, it was basically like a shed in the back of someone's house, and it was like an efficiency here. Basically, like they
my
had a
God.
shed, they turned it into something.
How is that
No
legal?
AC. There was no AC unit in it whatsoever. And I went and I looked at it like with my now wife, and I was like, we cannot do this.
'Cause she was
Like, we
going up there
can't-
with you.
She spent the summer there with me because she was, like graduating that year or whatever. So
Yeah.
she had the summer off. So she went up there with me, and we were looking at these places, and I was just like, this seems like a massive mistake coming up here for the summer. Like these places don't have any AC. I can't find a place to live. Like how am I going to do this? Because there was like a break because ESPN does that thing where like they have their regular programming, and then it's like the Australian Open or something that takes over like
For like
3
2
weeks of
weeks,
coverage
yes.
and nothing is on the air. So I went for the first time. I did the first time in a hotel. So we were in a hotel for like a week and a half or whatever, right? Then we're like, we need to find a place because when we come back, we can't just keep paying a hotel. It's outrageously priced. We couldn't find a place. Eventually, we take over someone's lease in the thing. And now we're getting back to how we got to this story to begin with. So because we were subletting, it was not furnished. The people moved out. They were moving somewhere else. So we didn't have anything to stay on. They like left they didn't even leave the bed. So because it was a short summer rental that we were doing, we bought a bunch of inflatable furniture.
Nice.
So we had like an inflatable mattress in like
Oh
the
my
primary
God.
bedroom that we were in, and like that was fine.
Like an inflatable
mattress.
couch.
We got an inflatable couch.
Nice.
So the inflatable couch then I'm trying to remember if it opened up. I think it would open up that you could turn it into like, it was like an inflatable couch, and then it had like, you know those little kid couches that open up and it's like, oh, now they can lay down, and it's like a laying down mat.
Like a trundle bed?
Yeah, I guess.
It's an inflatable futon?
Yeah.
Oh.
So we had like a big inflatable like couch or whatever, right? And then we had a TV on like a TV stand.
Inflatable
like,
also?
No, TV was real. So and then we had a couple of those like folding chairs that you take to like the park to watch your kids play like sports.
Yeah.
So that was it. Like
Cup
that.
holder or no cup holder?
I think these didn't have a cup holder.
Do you have the one with the little canopy over it?
No,
No, we
You
didn't
got
have that one.
bare
We didn't
bones,
need
baby.
that one. But we were lucky to find this place because that summer it was a heat wave, and no lie, it was like
We got LeBron?
It was like 116 degrees. LeBron was playing in the heat at the time, and I was walking around the monuments in Washington at night, Game 6 in Boston.
Wow.
When the Heat are going to Boston, we were walking around looking at the monuments, and I remember being very stressed out.
Where were you, Game?
Because I think that was when we were coming back.
I don't remember
it was
where I
like
was.
the last time when we were at the hotel coming back before we went back. And I was very stressed out about the game. I'm like, I don't know. And my wife's like, can we just go like have a nice night, look at the monuments, whatever. And I'm doing that. And then we get back in like the car that we had, and I'd like find like AM radio, whatever, Washington, D.C. And I'm like, what's going on right now? Like, this is crazy. So we have all this inflatable furniture. Now, what happens when you are using nothing but inflatable furniture for months? You puncture it accidentally. You sit down, your keys are in your pocket, you have a pen, whatever, right?
Paperclip.
So exactly.
Knife.
So it's just like it's just leaking air. Like you'd sit on it, you have no idea where it is. So it's just like you would like slightly hear if you put your ear next to the where air is coming out.
I was like, what?
Right.
That coming from?
So you could slightly hear it coming out, but you have no idea where. And every time you get on it, I just have to inflate it before I got on it again, right? So I thought because of the commercials, you know what I'm going to do? I can't find the little plastic sticker that comes with it in case it's punctured that you just put it on and that fixes it. Those never work. But I couldn't find it anyways. So then I said, you know what? I've seen this product, and I'm not going to name names. I've seen this product where they can fix a boat.
Yeah.
And that thing is going to stay on water. I'm going to get that product.
Look at Jess.
And I'm going to get that product, and I'm going to fix my couch with this product. So I go to the store, I get said product, which shall remain nameless. And I'm like reading the instructions. How does this work? I'm like shaking it. I go to spray whatever, right? Somehow I'm going to spray. This product is not coming out. I've now located the hole on the couch that it's coming out of. I started looking for the product. I didn't want to buy another couch when honestly the product probably cost like half of what a new couch would have cost. A new inflatable couch would have cost. So I go to spray the product. Nothing happened, right? And then I like look at it, and now it sprays, and I inhale said product accidentally, and I'm like, oh my God, if this thing keeps a boat from sinking, this is going to seal up my lungs, and this may be my last day on Earth on this
you did
balcony.
Flex Seal whippets.
Well, I'm not saying what product it was.
Bleep
I
that.
won't say
Bleep
what
it,
product it
Fuentes.
was, but. I accidentally inhaled said product because I was like, what is going on here? And then, of course, it came out. I was like, and I just happened to breathe. And I was like, ah! So then I'm freaking out. So what do I do naturally? I call poison control in said town. And I'm like, I think that I inhaled this product. They're like, just a moment while we look up the side. And they're like typing a thing. And I'm like,
Yeah, you're dead.
We need to hurry this up because like my lungs may close like imminently. This may be the end. I may die while I'm waiting on
like
hold for you.
like making sure you can still breathe.
Oh yeah, no, because like I'm now having like a mini panic attack because I'm like freaking out about this situation, not knowing is this because of the
You're
product?
like, my breathing's getting more shallow.
Exactly, and they're like
I
looking
think
like
my temperature's rising.
That's when you need a Fuentes there just to tell you, even though he doesn't know, like, hey,
Yeah,
dude,
you're
I think
fine.
You're good with
You're
this.
fine.
Yeah,
You'll
yeah.
be good.
no. So
Wait, Billy, is this what your kidney stones are made of? It's like leftover.
Flex Seal.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
So I'm now waiting, and they're like, we can't find the product, so we don't know exactly if this is toxic or not toxic. And they're like, if you're really concerned,
I can guarantee you it's toxic.
they're like, if you're really concerned about it,
I can guarantee.
they're like, if you're really concerned about it, I would advise you going to like the emergency room immediately. We could send an ambulance, whatever, right? And like, I tell my wife, and she's like, basically like, hey,
Suck it up.
suck it up. Like and I'm like, I did. That's what led to me to be here. And she's like, you're fine. We're not going to the emergency room for 4 hours because you're freaking out because you think you accidentally inhaled this product that you probably didn't inhale. And guess what? I'm still alive today.
Good job.
So
Do you think that something could have been triggered all these years later that now you're going through because of FS?
I don't know. It's a good question that I'm not prepared to answer, and I don't think that I've been advised not to speak on the matter. In fact, what I've told you guys
Too much already, you've said.
was too much already.
much.
So
We won't put this in the episode.
yeah,
You're fine.
that's fine. We haven't started yet, as far as I know.
No,
right?
No.
All right, ready? 10.
Let's start after the break.
9.
Oh.
8. No, I'm counting down. 7.
Okay. We're going to start the episode
6.
now.
5.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, we'll be back.
Well, that was a countdown. It was Jess, my aunt, got my one daughter, for her birthday, a karaoke machine type speaker situation.
Good luck.
And
Terrible decision.
Oh no! I mean, it's like a great gift to give someone else's children, and
But not your children.
not my children. So me and my wife were having a conversation, and I was like, "Did you upset her? Like, did you do something to her? Like, why?
I
Why
threatened
are we
Gino.
in this boat?"
I threatened Gino. I'm like, keep fucking around, bro. I'll buy your daughter a drum set. Like, I'll do it, bro. Like,
That is such a great threat.
yeah.
Doesn't even have space to put it in.
Yeah, he'll
Yeah.
find one. Because the second she sees it, she's gonna be in love, and you'll never be able to get rid of it.
I was
Getting a keyboard, buddy.
Yeah, exactly.
Luckily,
Well, that's next year's
that's
present. Keep
that's
fucking
when you got
around.
to do the move of, oh, it's broken.
Oh no.
we had that with a little piano that someone else gave her. So she plays like the little piano, and it's like this little pink piano, and the piano had a microphone that was plugged into it, which is basically like the same thing. And she didn't really care about it. So eventually, like, my wife got rid of it. And then, of course, as soon as they get rid of it, like within a week or two, it's like, "Where's the piano?" And it's like, "Oh,
Mommy, it's gone. It's in a better place.
The toy that I did that with my kid was like this like little like pusher thing that has like the popping balls in it. And it's just
yeah.
like it can't move without making it. Like one day I was just like done with that
When
thing.
I was a kid-
she went to school, garbage.
When I
Straight
was
to garbage.
a kid, I loved that thing. Oh my god!
It's like a little like fake lawnmower for a
Yeah,
kid.
yeah.
You know what's backfired on us is that we have like a bag where it's like, okay, we're gonna give this to Goodwill. Like, there's too many toys. Anytime there's any sort
many
of
everything.
birthday, holiday,
Christmas.
whatever, it's like, and no one, because like they were like the first in like our family or whatever. No one can control themselves. So everyone's like, you know what is better than one gift? 20. And it's like, they do not need 20 toys. We don't have room for 20 toys. And now it's like everyone, because they don't know, they get them the same thing. So we get like duplicates of toys. So we then go and we put them in a bag and we're like, okay, we're going to like donate these to Goodwill or whatever, right? So we've cleared out the house and we have the bag with the toys in it and we put it in the back of the car. But that day you couldn't go to Goodwill, and the next day you couldn't go to
raining that
Goodwill or
day.
whatever. Yeah, right. And then the bag of toys that are to be donated are in the back of the car for weeks or whatever. You forget that they're even back there unless you go back there for something else. And then what happens is, then they're like,
They find them.
They go exploring and they find the bag of their toys that you're trying to give away. And then they take the toys out, and then you forget that they were separated. Then they make their way back in the house, or they're like, "Where is this going?" And then like
Endless cycle.
My wife will be like, "Oh, we're gonna go give these away," and I'm like, I don't know how those got there. Let me help you take those in. All the toys go right back in the house. Nothing ever gets given away.
So I'm a little worried because we're going to get to that stage now. Our first birthday is going to come up in 6 months. And now the little toys start coming in. Even though she's a year old, I told my mother-in-law is the biggest culprit of it, right? She wants to buy everything for the kids, which is great. I love that. It's incredible. But she buys like 300,000 mierda. And then all of a sudden they end up
That's
at
300,000 craps.
Yes.
In case anyone was wondering.
Yes,
for the
but it's like
literal
little toys.
translation.
It's like little toys that like they'll play with for like 30 seconds, and then they're like, "All right, I'm good. Like I don't need to play with this thing anymore." So we have all these toys, or
Short attention span. These kids.
my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law have all these toys. They don't have enough place to put them, so they have to do the same thing. They have to shift them out here, take them to the storage there, do this, do that. I told everybody from the jump, do not get her toys. This is a zero toy household.
Zero toy household.
Well, within reason.
Yeah.
For Christmas, for her birthday, for whatever gift-giving celebrations there are, write me a check.
Hey, great story.
Right.
What time is it?
Right.
It's time for You Betcha. Speaking of a check, UFC 316, the boys are going to be together. Hopefully. Maybe.
Stone Cold gonna be there?
I don't know. Right?
A lot of sports going on this weekend.
There are
a lot of things.
You have a friend called Stone Cold?
Yeah.
Who's Stone Cold?
Big Hoss.
Because it was 316.
Yeah, 316.
Oh.
UFC 316. All right, in Newark, we're going to put together a little parlay ski. The boys are going to be at Dead Flamingo, formerly Kasatiki.
So at Casa Tiki.
at Casa Tiki,
Dead
now
Flamingo.
known as Dead Flamingo. We're going to be there live. That is not there we go. That's the right one. Put it on the screen. UFC 316 presented by Boost Mobile. UFC 316 Parlay Ski. We are going to go with Merab Dvalishvili, who's not the biggest favorite that we're going to have here. This is an all favorites parlay, which I hate doing because in UFC anything can happen.
Yeah.
Everything is very unpredictable.
I don't want to undersell this parlay, but your record giving me UFC parlays.
Yeah.
Not great.
I hear you.
Parlays are hard, huh?
Parlays are hard. But this one's going to be a winner. We got Bantamweight Championship on the line. Merab Dvalishvili versus Sean O'Malley the second. This is the rematch. We're going to take Merab at minus 278 as our first leg.
That
Do we get
is. Oh,
Do we get a thing or no?
You want
That's
fanfare?
a sound,
Yeah.
you betcha.
Thank you. All right, we're going to go to the women's championship, and I think it's Bantamweight also.
Is this part of a parlay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kayla Harrison
You've given us
minus
one
600.
leg so far?
Yes.
One long leg.
One long leg. Kayla Harrison minus 600, biggest favorite on the card. She's incredible, and I think she's going to be Juliana Pena. And then we got Joe Pfeiffer minus 375. All those at time of recording give you a plus 100.
Plus Messi to score a goal.
No, that's both
That
teams.
both teams to score
That's
is the
both
loss
teams.
for
That's
MLS,
his.
but we're not doing that.
That
this week.
is.
So Kayla Harrison minus 600, Merab Dvalishvili minus 278, Joe Pfeiffer minus 375. That gives you plus 100 at the time of recording for you.
Betcha.
What are you gonna say, Amin?
I went to Portillo's the other day.
Portillo's.
Portillo's. No, I was in Arizona, so it's
Tomato,
Portillo's
tomato.
there, right? I don't get the hype, man.
Oh, boy.
Okay, this is a controversial topic right now, Amin. So, Dick Portillo's sold Portillo's to, I believe, a private equity company about 5 or 6 years ago for $1 billion. And people, especially in Chicago, swear that it is just not as good anymore. Like, the quality has changed. Apparently, they don't use the Vienna beef hot dogs anymore, which they were known for. And I don't know if any of this is true. This is just what I've heard through the Chicago dad grapevine specifically, but they say the quality has gone down and it's not the same old Portillo's that it used to be.
So the Frankfurter was fine. The bun, and again, I got it at the drive-thru. It's not like it was Uber Eats, right? The bun was.
It was fresh. It was supposed to be fresh.
It was supposed to be fresh. The bun was soggy and did not taste fresh. And then this might not even be a quality issue, but I feel like the sport peppers, is that what they call them?
Yeah, the little green ones.
Yeah. The sport peppers and the pickles
Sport mode.
is a little kind of overkill. It's the same kind of vinegary, pickly taste. So I'm just like, one is spicy and one isn't, but I don't need both of them.
The sport peppers are supposed to be a little spicy, though. The pickle shouldn't be spicy at all. The pickle
Well, no,
should just be
It's
sour.
not, but they both have that vinegary,
Same
pickly taste.
flavor?
Yeah,
That's
it's
not good.
just I get a little kick from the sport peppers, but because it's also vinegar and kind of pickled, it's like overwhelming pickle taste to the hot dog.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, this could be because there's been a shift in quality at Portillo's, and I'm curious if anyone listening regularly goes to Portillo's or has been to Portillo's pre-sale versus post-sale and has strong opinions of this, or if this is just something that I've heard from scorned Chicagoans who are still salty about it. But I have heard that there's some quality issues now, and like they've expanded a lot. It's gone from just Chicago locations to now all over the country, and maybe they've cut corners, and that's very disappointing because a juicy Chicago dog that used to be my after-school treat. My grandpa would take us to get Vienna beef hot dogs, Chicago dogs, every day after school. Man, my cholesterol probably still hasn't recovered, but they were delicious back in the day.
So there is another place in Arizona. It's not a Portillo's, but it is like almost like a mom and pop, but it's a Vienna beef, Chicago style stuff. Should I go try the dogs there as like, oh, this is the authentic thing?
I think you should try it and at least have a point of comparison. Because is that the first time you've ever had a Chicago hot dog?
Yes.
Then try it. Try mom and pop hot dog place.
I'm an Arbiters man.
Oh, God.
Nice.
It's a Westchester
Never been.
thing. It's a Westchester.
I like arbiters, but you're always in this character.
Like-
You just like
Guy from city he lives in.
exactly right. You just exist. in,
What
like,
other
this-
hot dog place is there?
In
Here.
Miami?
Yes.
You got hot dogs anywhere, man. You can
Marlins
get
Park.
Well,
Yeah.
a lot of other places down here that are hot dogs are Colombian hot
Why
dog
are you
places.
dressed like a center fielder from 1996?
I don't know.
Like, what are you
What's
doing?
your deal
right
with
now?
everybody today?
I just found the glasses.
I'm just wondering because he puts them on and
good.
like I don't understand this
they're
whole.
sitting here.
Because Chris said that he's like playing a character now on the Greg Cote show where he wears a hat and sunglasses every
No,
episode.
he wears no
I'm just
sunglasses
baked.
and a hat or hat, no sunglasses.
By the way, this episode of Mystery Crate is brought to you by DraftKings. DraftKings, crown is yours.
What are you, not an Arbiters man?
It's not that I'm not an Arbiters
Okay,
man. I'm
so
just
why
saying they're
can't I
having a
be-
conversation about Chicago dogs. You don't need to throw in there like I only eat at this one local restaurant here, and it's like so what? You tell your boys like, oh, did you hear I mentioned Arbiters on Mystery Crate today? Like, what is the end game here, Spence?
To bother you?
Is that one of the better like show gags we have just amongst us? Like, what's the end game here, Spence?
Yeah.
Like for everything.
What a weird like.
No, that's not one of the better ones.
You know, like just
No.
amongst us though. Like we say it out here in the office. We say it when we're out.
Steve Martin.
Yeah, Steve Martin.
It's like a line that the person that wrote it never gave
Intended.
any weight to whatsoever.
Wait, are we blaming? Are we really blaming the writing?
No, I'm just saying it's such a nothing line.
It
that,
wasn't
like,
a deli-
Will
it wasn't
used.
delivered
Need this guy
poorly.
to say something.
It wasn't
He
delivered?
needs to have something to say.
It has to
Doesn't
be in the
matter what
top.
is.
It has to be in the top 10 of most celebrated lines from that show. Just
I-
the amount that we've celebrated. What other lines have been selling? What other?
That's a
point.
valid point.
Right. I'm not saying it's because we've done
It's
anything
probably
impressive.
the
I'm just saying
celebrated
by the
line.
lack of other impressive,
Yeah.
memorable lines.
There was a time he tried to convince the kid that like, hey, you only sign with USC if you get a cut of the Pac-12 network.
Yeah. That was a good show.
Ballers was a moment in time,
It was
huh?
a fun show.
It was
Ahead of
not a
its
good
time.
show.
It
not
was a
good
moment
show.
in time.
It was
At the
a
time,
fun show.
It was okay at the time, but I will not. I don't think sit back and rewatch Ballers.
You won't.
I might.
we
I might
thought
go back.
Denzel's kid was a revelation.
Well,
Ended up being a good
he-
actor.
we-
Ricky, was it Ricky Jarrett?
Ricky
Yeah.
Jarrett. It's fine.
Outside of The Rock and Andy Garcia, he's been the most successful actor to come out of there, right?
No,
Andy
okay.
Garcia was great.
Rob Corddry was the
Yeah,
was
but
his
those.
assistant.
I don't know if that show made any.
It most definitely
already
did not
famous.
launch those careers, Chris.
No, he was
Very,
already
very
famous,
good.
though.
That
Rob
is
Corddry.
correct.
Yeah, but Andy Garcia wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. But him, I just
That
forgot he was in the
Rob
show.
Caudry reference.
I mean, you know.
that guy could have had a better career.
Rob Corddry?
Yeah.
Oh, his career's
He's had an
awesome.
okay
Like,
career.
is the
Hot
peak-
Tub Time Machine.
That's
Hot
that's
Tub
his
Time
peak.
Machine 2.
Like he was like Ashton Kutcher's best friend in one comedy. Like that's like
He's
the
always. Oh, that's what
Some
happened.
guys-
to
What a
Yeah.
great accomplishment.
But hold
He's
on a
Ashton
second.
Kutcher's
no,
best friend.
but some people,
his role. He's like a
some
best friend
people
guy.
are not exactly. Some people are not leading guys or
Right.
leading gals,
What
and
was
they
the
are
peak
okay knowing
of
that.
his career.
The
is
peak
what
of
I'm
his
asking.
career?
Caudry.
Corddry,
He's
first of all.
won 5 Emmys.
Yeah,
For
Daily
what?
Show.
Okay.
When he worked on the Daily
Oh,
Show.
okay. See, I didn't even know he was one of.
But
those.
like that,
well,
like
that is-
But I don't think that's a
Children's
peak.
Hospital. Never
because
heard of it.
Children's Hospital was an Adult Swim.
You would like Children's
Yeah, you'd love it.
Hospital.
I thought that was like
You would like Children's Hospital.
I was
Lake
thinking
Bell-
General Hospital.
Lake
I'm like,
Bell.
wait, Rob
No.
Caudry?
General Hospital has our
You
goat.
would like Children's Hospital. It's like that crew of people, right? Like there's that
he's-
group of like
yeah.
comedians that you're like,
He's
I
got
don't
the
know
face.
all their names.
You're like, I know the guy with the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the guy with the face that's
I can't
also
pick
friends
his
with
face
him
out
that's a
of
doctor in Children's Hospital. He used to have like really
The guy-
dyed hair and you didn't realize it was like dyed brown and now it's like gray, like very, very
Nathan Fielder?
The guy-
gray.
the guy
no,
with the-
he does the podcast
Nathan
with
Fielder so much.
with Andre from the league,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is the other guy that you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I know
Jason
Andre.
Mantzoukas?
No.
No, not Manzuk, the third
No.
guy.
No, the other
Rob
guy.
Hubel.
No, the other guy.
I think
Rob
maybe-
Hubel.
Yeah, I
No,
think
no,
you're
the
right.
Which
other guy.
podcast are you talking about?
He does. They do a podcast. What's it? How did this get made?
You guys are
They're,
confusing people.
they're just there's different
Yeah, I love How Did
podcasts,
This
right?
Get Made?
No, not that podcast. This is a podcast that they're just kind of like watching viral videos on the internet and they're talking about.
Oh
them.
yeah, I see.
Yeah,
I see.
with the guys.
Paul
It's the
Scheer.
guy and the guy talking
Paul
about the
Scheer.
thing that they saw on the internet.
When you say
Unspooled?
guy with the face, it's the guy from Sum 41. Okay.
What?
You guys are confusing people when you say guy with
Who's
the
the
face.
guy with the face from Sum 41?
the
that a
lead singer
song?
of Sum 41?
I'm an Arbiters man.
What?
The guy. I'm telling you, everyone is listening to this.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Here's the cast.
I got you.
Rob Corddry.
Yeah, we know him.
Rob Hubel, who I think is what you're talking
I
about.
think that's who I'm talking
Ken
about.
Marino,
Cast of what?
Oh, Ken Marino's a star.
Children's Hospital. Lake Bell,
Oh.
Malin Ackerman, Megan Mullally, Michael Cera, Nick Offerman,
Megan
Jordan
Mullally.
Peele. Yeah, it was one of those Adult Swim shows that's 15 minutes long.
Yeah.
but it's really funny.
Yeah.
it's set in a children's hospital, but like
I think they made a movie about it on Peacock also. Like I think there's a
Did they?
children's hospital movie. Like this is like the final thing. Or they had like they may have had a spin-off where they were like FBI agents or something.
no,
like
that's
that.
a different one. NCIS.
Oh, yeah.
NSTV, NSTV, SDSUV.
Yeah, that
whatever,
one's good too.
That
Yeah.
one's good. Yeah.
Megan Mullally, Nick Offerman, married. Megan
Yeah.
Mullally, Righteous Gemstones.
She also plays
Great season finale.
what's his second wife on Parks and Rec?
One of the Tammys.
Yeah, Tammy
Yeah,
too.
Tammy.
Tammy too. I think was her.
I'm looking at unpopular opinions on our list of topics from this week, and these are the opinions that Mike Fuentes has. He writes down. He's afraid to.
Tony thinks that I have
credit
one mixed
to-
in there.
Well, you do have one
always
mixed in
do.
here, and I know which one it is this week.
Is it because I told you last week, or because?
Wait,
No.
can you read
You're
them all to
guessing.
me first, and I'll try to guess?
Yeah, Jess doesn't have it. Sorry.
I haven't
Okay.
seen them yet.
All right, so I will read you the list
know
of
which one it is.
unpopular opinions, and then we can all guess which one we think is Mike Fuentes. Spoiler alert, they're all his. He's just afraid to admit it out loud. The first one, you shouldn't have to wait for everyone to get their food to start eating.
Okay.
Next one, meal prep culture is depressing. Is it completely fine to never talk to your neighbors?
Feels like a Fuentes one.
Getting
They
up.
all feel like Fuentes.
That's what I'm saying. These are all.
Oh,
These,
the next one is Fuentes for sure.
oh no,
I can hear his voice.
this isn't the one. This isn't the one that I was thinking. Getting upset over your partner having a celebrity crush is silly. And then parenthetically, every woman currently wants to bang Pedro Pascal.
That's
definitely-
a Fuentes one.
That is
That's a
him.
Fuentes one through and through.
That is him giving his opinion on his own opinion
Yes.
there. All right. Social media / YouTube videos have become too produced. You can catch us on YouTube. The smell of freshly cut grass is awful. Bars that show movies instead of sports are more fun. And here's the one that I think is this week's Fuentes' secret opinion that he's
I don't
sneaking
think
in
so.
there.
This
I
just
don't
feels
think
like
so.
regret. This
Not
next one.
being serious in your 20s is a recipe for disaster.
He lived
no.
through that though. He lived through it. He doesn't
Yeah.
need to experience.
I mean-
that's why I didn't put it. That's why it's not mine.
I
Because
think
lived
that
it.
I think that he thinks
like, it's
that
just
if,
a fact.
if he took things more seriously in his 20s, he wouldn't be sitting there dressed like a center fielder today.
Yes.
Is what he was thinking.
This sort of brings us back to my top 5 list that I thought of.
Oh, just top
few
five.
weeks.
Top
Just
5.
yeah.
So this relates to multiple things that have been said on this episode, and the top 5 list is things that you get excited about as you get older. So like once you're out of your 20s and you've sort of settled into life and you know more so what you're doing when you wake up every morning than when you're in your 20s and you're just like, I don't know how to pay my taxes.
Canceled meetings.
Another one hits close to home. Oof, the taxes.
You start to appreciate things more as you get older that you never appreciated when you were younger.
Do you have any
This is what
OLIs?
that- No OLIs.
Okay.
But number 5,
I'm writing it down.
weather forecasts.
Loud.
I love a good weather forecast. I love knowing exactly what time it's going to rain every day. When I was in my 20s, doesn't matter what the temperature is. I'm waking up, I'm putting on whatever, and I'm leaving the house. And sometimes I'm an idiot and I'm not prepared. I don't have an umbrella, whatever. Now I'm like reading the National Weather Service every single morning. What are our chances of rain? What's the pressure like? I don't even know what that means, but I really like a good
What is the pressure?
What is it? That's a good
They let us
question.
know all
What
the
is
time. It's a high pressure system, low
Yeah,
pressure system.
that is a-
I'm
that's a great
Is
question.
it hot or cold, buddy? Don't give me this high pressure, low
I
pressure.
need to get better at what Jess is talking about because I regularly am just in my car on the way to work and it's pouring and I'm like, should have brought an umbrella.
Well, to be fair, Florida people, we don't really mess with umbrellas.
I mean, I do
What?
have. I have one
I
near my
have one.
front door.
I have one back there.
You
right
brought it,
now.
but you brought it today because it rained yesterday, right?
because it's
But you
raining today.
absolutely should mess with umbrellas because
No, yeah.
sometimes it is a torrential downpour and then you
Yeah.
have to you get wet walking to your car and you have to sit in your air conditioned
Yeah,
car and
you're
you
right.
freeze.
Yeah.
But the thing about
You get
the thing
un
about
rato.
Florida is like
Oh, boy.
because
Recipe
all these
right
like
there.
rains are like so tropical and
How are
windy.
you making the case for us not
I
needing
don't know.
umbrellas?
No, I'm not saying you don't
We get
need
more
one.
rain anyway.
I'm not saying you don't need one. It's just it's so windy here during rain. I've had so many umbrellas just flip on me, and now I'm standing there getting wet anyway. So
That's true, but you can also plan out when you're
Yeah.
leaving places so you don't
No,
get wet.
you're
This
right.
is I thought when I moved to Miami, I was like, oh, I don't know. No one knows when it's going to rain. No, the National Weather Service is very good at predicting these
Yeah.
things. They know when it's going to happen.
For now.
They generally know how hard. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they have tons of staffing issues now.
Yeah.
Thanks to whatever. Elon,
you
but
know why? Yeah, but
whatever.
actually,
I
so-
love a good weather
yeah,
forecast.
Billy
That's my
walks
point.
in here with like the overall raincoat thing sometimes, and people talk shit to him, and he's actually the smartest one because that is what you need when it rains here, is the full blown head to toe yellow
Looking like a
fisherman.
psychopath.
Yes, you looking like the
Love
guy
that.
from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Why does that
guy.
make me a psychopath?
because you carry around.
Look, there he is. He has it right there, ready to go.
Fisherman
It was
outfit.
I heard it rained a lot yesterday.
It was super rainy yesterday.
Crazy rain, yeah.
Carmen
I
called
saw
out of work.
videos. I saw videos of flooding in the streets, and I was like, "Oh my god, this doesn't affect me anymore."
Yeah, seriously.
It was
Four.
like out of nowhere. Also, like
true.
it just
Tony
all of a
didn't
sudden.
like that. Well,
I'm an Arbetters man. You know
follow
that.
the National Weather Service Miami, which
Yeah.
I still do on Twitter.
Number 4.
I don't know. Number 4, UPF clothing. Sort of in a similar boat, but I don't mess with the sun anymore. I'm covered head to toe. If something's got a UPF rating of 40 or higher, I'm probably gonna buy that piece of clothing and wear it.
What's UPF?
It's like
It's like similar to SPF, where it's the
thought that's
percentage
what she
of
was
UV
saying.
rays that go through an article of clothing. So if you have like a high UPF,
It's like how strong your shirt is, apparently.
Right. It'll
It's
be
basically
like,
saying
UV rays go through clothing?
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like these
Oh, yeah.
clothes have like sunscreen
You ever seen
sewn
like all
into
these
them.
all these guys they're wearing
Basically.
like these long sleeve Columbia shirts down here? That's UPF clothing.
This
I
whole
have 100
time.
of them now.
Yeah.
This whole time I just thought like, oh, it's sunny or whatever. Like, just
I mean, it
put
does protect you.
Well,
Don't worry.
so there's certain clothing that
have it.
like dark colored clothing and synthetic weave clothing apparently do block the sun better than like white cotton, like light cotton shirts and white shirts and stuff like that. I mean, I've been deep in the rabbit hole on this, guys. So there is some protection from certain clothing, but there are clothes that are either like woven so tightly that they don't let sun rays in, or have been treated with some sort of like UPF treatment thing that it protects you better. And so if you're someone like me who's trying to avoid, sun radiation, you're like purposely seeking those things out. And right now I'm really into UPF clothing.
Do you have like a line, like a scale where it's like, well, this one is like UPF 15, but it's so cute.
yeah.
I don't think I've raw dogged the sun probably once this summer.
Really?
yet. I think I've had a shirt on or pants
Well, that-
on.
Like head to
and a
toe?
hat.
Like if you go to the beach,
Head to
you're like,
toe.
okay, well, I'm wearing like a scuba diving outfit today because
If I
I
go
don't
to
want
the
to
beach,
get sunburned.
I'll be covered up head to toe with sunscreen on underneath, unless like I go into the water, and then I'll obviously take my clothes off, go into the water, and then come out and put them
Yeah.
back on.
Right.
But I'm not out there roasting. Like in my 20s, like
Yeah, you wanted to
didn't
get
think
tanned,
about
and
this
now
kind
you're
of
like,
stuff.
I'm good. I want to stay alive.
And now I'm like, actually, that's really bad for you and bad for your skin.
Yeah.
So.
Number 3.
Tile backsplash.
well said.
Back.
Wait, one more time.
I
Yeah.
did a LeBatard. I said blacklash. That's one of his Danisms. Tile backsplash.
What is his top
Like in the
5
kitchen.
again?
I don't know.
Things she
Things
misses.
you appreciate more when you
Things
get
you
older.
appreciate more when you get older.
Oh, okay, got it.
Lehman and I were doing some cosmetic work on our apartment, and I'm like suddenly noticing tile, and I'm like, I wonder how much, per square foot that tile costs. Could I get that for my kitchen? Nothing.
I got a
never thought
guy.
about
I got a
when
guy,
was
by the way,
younger.
if you need
Yeah.
tile
You got a
and
tile
backsplash.
guy?
Yeah, meet you at
me up.
Arbiters.
Is he an Arbiters man?
Yeah.
That guy definitely is an Arbiters man.
Throw that damn tile.
Isn't it crazy knowing that like you're remodeling a place or whatever, and the decisions that you're making now, you're stuck with for like a good 15 years, and hopefully what is fashionable now or modern
Comes back,
now
yeah.
like holds true for the next 15 years, so you don't have to change the look completely.
Billy, it is terrifying. We're not
Mm-hmm.
doing like that much stuff where the place is gonna look totally different, but the tile specifically, I'm like, is this tile too trendy? Should I avoid this?
Yeah.
But also, I don't want like basic white subway tile because everyone has that. Like, what do I do?
Well, that's
I
the-
don't want it to look stupid.
Talk to my guy. My guy will take care of you.
And then
Don't
if
worry
you
about
get one where you're like, wow, this color is like in vogue right now, it's like, but
it.
like,
out of vogue very quickly.
do I want like a mint
Exactly.
green? Do I want a mint green shower tile 10 years from now? Probably not.
Right, right. Well, I've heard that sage is the new millennial gray.
But for how
should
long?
I like
that's
sage.
everything.
Green is beautiful. Something sage would probably be really great for our apartment.
Yeah, there's so many houses you can date looking at their pictures on Zillow.
Dude.
Like if I see that dark granite countertop, you did it in the early 2000s.
Do you guys
Yeah.
like, Jess, you probably don't remember this because like you're a little bit younger, but like you'll see that on Zillow and Redfin and whatever, houses that like went into like a 90s fad where they have like that weird, like thick ice cube looking glass that is like, these were like in all the McDonald's or whatever
That's a
at
big
the
Miami
time.
thing.
From the 80s.
And now
Yeah.
there's
The 90s
just,
are from
Yeah.
the 80s.
it looks like it's stacked ice cubes on top
Yeah.
of each
Yep.
other. And now you're like, how the hell do I fix that in this house? Like,
And that-
this
but
is
that's
such
sort
a
of
weird
back in
That glass
style
is
now.
so hard.
It's back?
That it's. I wouldn't say it's back as much as like it was in its peak.
But give it time
I
and it'll
do
come
think
back.
Mid-century and like Art Deco style is so back right now, and like I've seen people on, especially like TikTok, they'll do like house renovations, they'll knock over a wall with that glass, and then the comments will be like, "Why'd you do that? That was so beautiful and unique." Blah, 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 blah.
Number 2.
Anyways.
You know what was like that? Terrazzo. So Terrazzo,
Yeah,
like
I
back in
love
the day,
Terrazzo.
Diana Terrazzo.
Terrazzo was like, I
Goat.
guess, super cheap. So a
Terrazzo
lot of the
Giamatti.
houses
What's
that
the
were
guy's
like made here in like the
Giannetti?
50s, 60s, 70s, whatever, all have like Terrazzo floors, right? And then everyone was like,
You
well,
probably had them
Terrazzo-
underneath your house. If you lifted up the tile, it was probably terrazzo underneath.
Okay, so that's the thing. A lot of houses houses had terrazzo, and it was like, this is so. I'm assuming it was because it was cheap to make. So they would do the house like that. Then everyone was like, I don't want terrazzo anymore. This house looks old. So they would put tiles on top or whatever, right?
They have terrazzo. We don't have a lot of time. Number 2.
Now, if you want terrazzo, it's so
kinda back.
expensive.
I got a guy, though.
But it's so
My
expensive
guy will
to
take care of
do.
you.
Jess, give
Yeah.
me number 2.
Number 2, DIY home appliance fixes. I've had multiple conversations about fixing HVAC units in the last week with like my best friends. I would have never talked about that in my 20s, but now I'm like, wait, so the coil's broken. Are they going to be able to replace it, or do you have a metal one? Is it plastic? I don't know why. It's just
Needs a
something
new
that I
lug nut.
appreciate
Yeah.
more now.
The weird thing is where
fixed our dishwasher the other day. Like it was a whole thing.
The air thing where you just like shoot Clorox into it and like that cleans it all out and now it's working fine. The craziest.
That's a move I actually do.
Craziest hack.
Because it has to clean out the gunk. I actually had to take a hose and like blast it out, and it blasted out the other side. Of the
I
little
believe
stick.
it.
Do you have trouble
I wanna
pulling
hear
out
about
your air
this.
filter?
Text me about this.
filter?
Okay, I'll text you along with
Air
my
filter.
I
guy.
can't pull out the air filter. It's like I was caught on something. I end up like ripping the shit out.
You got to
Yeah.
turn off the air before you
Yeah.
take
No,
off
I
the air
turn on.
filter.
Yeah.
Do you-
No, 'cause
is there a
sometimes the
door
air
blocking
suctions
it?
up.
No, it's not.
What's it getting stuck on?
It's like the little like.
Are you buying the wrong size?
It's because
You know
it's a
how
little it's a little warped, so like it's
like-
not getting in the
Do you
edge.
get the wrong
correctly.
size?
Yeah.
You know how the papers are like
Yeah.
crisscross, so like it gets
Apple
caught
size,
on
yeah.
like the. It's
Yeah.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah.
Beans.
Beans.
They serve them in first class, you know.
I'm really into beans. Like we cook a lot of beans now.
What kinds?
Just like every kind.
Really?
Rancho Gordo beans. There's so many varieties.
Not a fan of
Quick
those.
top 5 beans right now before we go.
Ooh, oh,
Yeah.
that's a good
You
one.
got 40
Okay.
seconds.
Number
Christmas
5.
lima beans, white beans, cranberry beans, yellow-eyed beans, and
Beanie Siegel.
garbanzo beans.
Wrong. The answer was black beans.
That
Sorry.
sounder is so loud.
Dan, the
You can't
Chicago
hear her.
bean was right there for the taking too. Yeah.
What about Beans from Even Stevens?
Oh,
I thought about him
he
too.
aged so fast. I feel so bad for him.
woof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Not great.
God bless.
Nothing.
Mystery Crate.
Mystery
Not anymore.
Cinepo, watch it. Once Bitten is the movie this week, starring Jim Carrey.
By the way, the unpopular opinion that was mine. Social media and YouTube videos are too produced.
Damn it.
What?
Clip it.